You're thinking about going off grid, living off the land, building that dream homestead, raising chickens, and all the stuff that goes with it. Are you thinking about that? That seems to be the trend over the past few years. And it makes sense the way the world is right now. The prospect of war, famine, depression, it's all right there. And the thoughts of self-reliance revolve around survival. And it makes sense because homesteading is all about doing that self-reliance. I love that area. Not that I'm a master of it by any means, but I had to break it to you. Because homesteading, the way you think about it, may be the worst mistake you make if you are a prepper. And I know there's like a new term, people call them prepsteaders, and I get that. And I love the homesteading part and prepper. You can mix both of them. But having this dream of just giving up everything and going out in the country may be one of the worst mistakes you make. And I'll prove that to you in this video. I'll show you how it's all about money and time and even your sanity when it comes to trying to prep instead of homestead. All right, first off, let me kind of like show you the homestead illusion. Because most people view homesteading as independence and, well, simplicity, cost savings. And although there is truth to that, by the way, a very peaceful lifestyle, social media influencers, creators, etc., YouTubers have glamorized this. They have turned it into like, wow, what an amazing thing it is to be a homesteader. And please understand, I am not knocking homesteaders. In fact, I hold homesteaders at the highest regard that they do things the way things used to be done, healthy, practical, simple ways. It is fantastic. I'm just simply saying that it's not as easy as it's seen on TV, per se. Because I want you to understand cost comparison. If you want to get into a homestead, and let's say you bought the place, let's say you already own that, let's not even include buying the land. Fencing, livestock, tools, tractors, gardening, greenhouse, there's so many expenses. And I'm not kidding you. Even on top of owning the land and the property, you could drop easily, and I'm not kidding you, $100,000. I mean, that may be kind of steep, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of money. It is so much money to get into it. And the first thing I want to dispel is this illusion of homesteading. People think, oh, it's cheap. Well, maybe you have everything in place completely and there's never any maintenance and repairs. And okay, well, let me kind of put it this way. Instead of $100,000, let's say it's just $10,000 to get you started. Here in Michigan, we have put so much into our property and gardening and tractors and everything. You could easily drop $10,000 your first year alone. I'm not kidding you. Let's not even say 100,000, let's say 10,000. Think about this. How many canned goods could you buy? Or, let's add on some rice and dried beans for $10,000. I mean, now you're looking at, oh my gosh, $10,000? That could set you up as a prepper for years with just canned goods, rice and beans, which honestly, in reality, you could survive very well with just canned good rice and beans. $10,000 into it, that's amazing. But I want you to understand it's not simply just a money investment. $10,000 is a lot. $100,000 actually is realistic for some situations. The time investment too. And people don't think about the time investment. And I'll be honest with you, when we got out here in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, that time investment was like, wow, it was a slap in the face and how much time it takes. Because homesteading is all about labor. It's all about time. It's all about money. Those two things put together. But it's the labor one that shocked me. Farming and raising animals, fantastic. It's a full-time job. More so, are you ready to be your own vet, plumber, mechanic, all those things? With no sick days, no vacations. Because in reality, just a small flock of chickens, which is a fantastic place to start, by the way, as homesteaders, takes daily care, daily feeding, not to mention feed cost, coop maintenance, making sure critters don't get into those chickens because they will eat them and they love eating them. But understand that is just time and money, and maybe you have all the time in the world and all the money in the world to spend on this. There's more to it than just that. Because when we view those iconic homesteads, vast meadows, beautiful animals, there's one thing they do not show. Well, it's actually a whole list of things they don't show. Animal sicknesses, crop failures, power outages, frozen pipes, theft, oh yeah, maintenance of fencing, heating, plumbing, pests, natural disasters. Wait, hold on a second. I thought homesteading was the solution from all this crap hits the fan stuff. Because we deal with a lot of that stuff in your home right now, don't you? I mean, maybe not so much crop failure, but you have sicknesses, power outages, frozen pipes, etc. in your home. We kind of view homesteading as getting away from that. Oh no, you're jumping right into the thick of it. Because when you're on a homestead, it takes you beyond simply just maintenance in your house. but now maintenance of your house and the property and your crops and your barn and your water, and the list goes on and on. The actual headaches, if you want to put it that way, go through the roof. Okay, so if we think about time and money, time for homesteading, think of all the repairs you have your home. And listen, for your home, your plumbing goes out, you call a plumber. When you're a homesteader, every penny counts, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you have to become that plumber, and now suddenly you have to put more time into fixing whatever breaks down on your homestead. Because with self-sufficiency, that's what we're talking about here, all you did was take away your daily job from the office or wherever you worked to now a daily job in your homestead, in the field, metaphorically speaking. Because having a job at the office, again, it doesn't have to be an office job, wherever you work at, and having a homestead do not always work together. It'd be nice because the homestead takes so much time. Again, please, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking on anybody. But those YouTube channels where you watch these homesteaders and they make it look so easy, you can't believe everything they're showing you on there because the amount of work you have to put into that is huge. Not to mention, you have to bring in a little money. So here's a little secret for you. How do those YouTube homesteaders do it? They're YouTubers. They make money from YouTube. That is their job. Because you may work, maybe you're an insurance salesman. Fine, you go into town, you sell insurance, and then when you get back, you're like, oh, I want to relax. No. Now we have this broken pipe. You have this animal that's sick. We have to still feed the chickens. And all those things add on to your regular job. The YouTubers get to film doing those things. Oh, look, here's my animal sick. This is how I'm caring for them. And of course, they put some nice soft music in there. And listen, I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm a YouTuber too. I am. And it's one of my jobs besides owning my dojo, etc. I do a bunch of things. But I want you to understand that if you do this, if you're not completely financially set all by yourself to actually have your homestead, you need an income, how are you going to do it? Because the YouTubers are getting money from YouTube, plus sponsors, plus, there's so many ways YouTubers do this, by the way. All right, so listen, it's not just money, but time. How are you going to set up all that time the YouTubers do it? Here's a real secret for you, by the way. And I've actually seen a lot of followers hate this controversy because I think most people don't know about this. But a lot of the YouTubers who are homesteaders have the fans come to their house. Hey, you want to come meet me, fellow YouTuber? You can come here. All you have to do is, you know what, today we're going to plant carrots in that field or plant those raspberry bushes. And they'll do that on purpose because you get to experience living the life with that homesteader. It's kind of like what they do, which to me is kind of boggles the mind. People are like, yeah, I just want to meet the YouTuber, so I'm going to give away all this free labor. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things that YouTubers do. Not all of them, obviously, but it actually does help a lot for the YouTubers to grow their channel. You get some video coverage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I want you to understand and listen to me clearly. If you decide to get the homestead, it's you or you and your family. You're not going to have some fans coming to help you. You're not going to get money from YouTube to film it. And if you're thinking, well, I'll start a YouTube channel, go for it. I'm never going to discourage from somebody from doing that. But listen, it is very difficult growing a YouTube channel and making it so you can actually make any decent money. The money is really not that huge, no matter what people say. And here's the thing. You ready for this? Up here in Michigan, I have some friends. They're not YouTubers, but they're homesteaders. I have a lot of homesteader friends up here, really dear friends. And a lot of them have to work other jobs. And I'll tell you what, they work their butts off in both cases. And every time I talk to them, they're always just exhausted. They're so tired because they go work their job. Then when they get home, they have, even if there's nothing fixed, they have all these chores. The weekend comes around. Oh, cool, I'm going to relax. No, I can't because now I have to work on X, Y, and Z and fix all those problems too. Okay, I'll say it again. I'm not knocking on homesteading. If that is your goal, your dream, I applaud you. Self-sufficiency, self-reliance, I highly encourage that. I respect it so much. But I just want to let you know it's not a walk in the park. Okay, so with that, what is the best strategy? We are Goshen Prepping. This is not Goshen Homesteading, Goshen Prepping. It's about being informed and ready. And I'm going to give you some real tangible things to think about if you want to even just try homesteading compared to prepping. Number one, I want you to understand and try to grasp what it's like to do homesteading where you're at. I want you to do homesteading projects at your house now. So you think you're going to move right in the middle of nowhere and set up a farm, that's fine. But before you get there, you have to actually get that mindset and understand what it's all about. We lived in Florida before we came up here to Michigan in the middle of nowhere. And our house in Florida was a little bit bigger than normal houses, or the yards that is, by the way. And we started in a really nice garden, dealt with the weeds infiltration. Our neighbor sprayed some Roundup on it. I was like, I want to beat him in the head. And then in our area, we could have chickens. So we got eight hens. That's the most we could actually have. And we got a giant swimming pool that was a water reservoir in case water stopped in our place in Florida. So we kind of like, especially with the pool, we got our feet wet. Saw how that goes. That's what I suggest you do too. So maybe you have a goal of being homesteading or being self-sufficient somewhere off-grid, and you're not ready to that. That's fine. Practice where you're at. That's your first thing, practice. Number 2, consider partnering with other homesteaders. Now, this could be while you're still living where you're at or when you do move there. Let's say you personally, you're very, very, very good at growing carrots. We'll just make that up. This friend over here, they have a lot of hens and they're very good raising their hens and everything they need to get a lot of eggs. That's great. This person over here is an auto mechanic. I want you to reach out and help each other with those specialities, okay? Because people like carrots. Hey, I've got some carrots, and you can still sell them to them and buy the eggs. I want you to understand here, our chicken coop is not huge. We can only handle so many hens, and we have a big family. So what do? We have another homesteader we buy the eggs from. Every single week, we buy a few dozen eggs to add to whatever we have that's in the fridge. It's a great thing. We help them out with stuff. You go back and forth. I have another homesteader who is a beekeeper. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. But again, you can only pick so many things because your head will explode. So we buy the honey from them. It's fantastic. We're great. I mean, a lot of people like to trade. We still use the good old American dollar to go back and forth to use a monetary value. But you can do it like a trading bartering system if you can actually find something that you can barter with them as well, which we do. So don't think that homesteading has to be everything you. It does not have to be. The more you're a jack of all trades, the better. But there's only so much time in the day. So try to reach out and branch out with other homesteaders so you can work together. Number 3, if you're dead set on going somewhere, going off grid and setting up a homestead, okay, ask yourself this question. Are you ready? Are you ready to get hired onto a brand new full-time job with lots of overtime just to make it work? Overtime in a job that doesn't really pay. Are you ready for this? Because that's what homesteading is. Are you a problem solver? A jack of all trades? Are you physically fit to make that happen? It is physically demanding. Do you have a large sum of money saved up? Because you will have expenses. And if you're not a YouTuber selling your stuff, a lot of people think, I'm going to sell stuff. You can, but it's not really making a lot of money. Okay. Do you have a passive income to help pay for things? Maybe you're retired and maybe your retirement's paying you a little bit. That's something you can consider too. But a lot of people think once I have my homestead, I pay for it and I'm good there, then I don't have to worry about finances. And that's not true at all. Number 4, you may want to simply just be a prepper for a while and not a homesteader. Okay, because I want you to understand that homesteaders think people who are not homesteaders think, oh, I do that and I get free carrots out of the ground every day. Yeah, you do get free carrots, but you have to do everything to get those carrots ready. I want to have free chicken eggs. There's nothing free about a chicken egg. You have to buy the chicken. You have to maintain the coop. You have to get feed. Even if you're free range, if you want to have some eggs, it's not as simple as you think. So understand that homesteading is not cheap, not by a long shot. It can be very expensive. Now, that's where I really applaud the homesteaders who've been doing it their whole life because they have it down. They know exactly how to do everything. And getting lessons from those is good. So that's where I'm going to go with the next one. You need to find some other homesteaders. Go hang out with them. See if they'll actually let you stay a little while for them. Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy offered my family to come up and hang out with them for a week or two. And we almost did it. It would have been a lot of fun. But we just didn't have the time at that time to do it because they've got it down. A lot of these homesteaders really have it down. If you're looking at quitting your full-time job and I'm going to relax as a homesteader, no, you're going to quit your full-time job to get a fuller time job with overtime with little pay. Are you ready for that? All right, finally last, one thing you may never actually have thought of, and this is something that really was a shocker for me, is are you an extrovert? Are you a people person? I am. I love people, love hanging out with people. We were looking at moving up to the UP in the middle of nowhere, and I'm very grateful it didn't work out that way. We ended up here in the middle of Michigan because I love people. And even though part of me in my mind and my survival and prepper instincts are like, oh, I want to be away from cities, I still like to be near people. Maybe you're that way too. If you're not, then ignore this last one. But if you are, I want you to understand, homesteading may cramp your style because you'll spend lots and lots and lots of time alone. time alone working on your garden. I mean, it's with your family, but if you're a real people person, you want to meet other people too. Time alone working on a tractor, maintaining fences, etc., etc. And you may think that's great. I'm an introvert. I want to be alone. Then you're probably going to love this more than anything. But if you're a people person like me, and I love hanging out with people and my family and other people too, it takes a toll, because I want to be like, I love being out here in nature, but I want to go talk with some people and hang out. I think that's probably why I like my martial arts outlet too, because I get to talk with a lot of people. All right, so say it again. This is not knocking on homesteading at all. Please don't think it is. I'm just simply saying you may really enjoy being a prepper more than you want to be a homesteader. Those romantic dreams of going up to a homestead, that honeymoon ends within a few days after you get there, and you're like, what did I do? And understand, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll sell everything and go off and buy that homestead. And then in reality, there's no turning back sometimes. So I want you to think about that. It's great for some, and some people really make it work very, very well, but it is not for everyone. And I'm just trying to put out some information that may help you, because if those are your dreams, I want you to think about that. Because if you take that plunge, a lot of times there is no going back. All right, so tell me, everyone, have you taken that plunge? Are you a homesteader, part-time or full-time? Put it in the comments below. Do you want to take that plunge? You're like, after this, no, I really want to be out there and I want to take that plunge. I actually want to put in the comments too, maybe you did take that plunge and you're like, what did I do? I bit off way more than I can chew. We haven't. We love being out here, but I'll be honest with you, we're more of part-time homesteaders, part-time preppers. I guess we would be classified as prepsteaders if that's the case. But we love being out here. But I want you to understand it's not all it's cracked up to be. And I want the truth to be out. That's what we're about, Goshen Prepping. Very real, tangible truth, so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Put in the comments below. I want to communicate with all of you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.